Hey there, MrQuora here. Welcome to another episode of Did You Always Wanted to Know? In today's video we will get to know how difficult is it to be a CEO and what actually do they do. Sounds interesting, isn't it? So why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, to encourage me to keep bringing such interesting videos for you. By the way, if you are new to this channel, please click that subscribe button, and do not forget to also click that bell icon as well, to get notifications of all our upcoming videos. Oh, by the way, if you subscribe to this channel and write subscribed in the comments below, I will give you a shout out, in one of my next videos. Now it is time to get started then. This is a question that is in the mind of most of the people who have a job, but don't actually know the answer to. So someone went ahead and posted this question in one of the internet forums. The users of that forum came back with some interesting answers. Today let's see what those answers were. A user who works as a CEO coach and mentor, answered the question in the following way. It is not difficult to be a CEO, but it is very difficult to be a good CEO. So here are some CEO truths. Number 1. The first time you become a CEO you must realize that this is a new job. It's not an extension to your job as a senior manager or any other higher position or designation. Be prepared to learn the skills necessary to be a good CEO. Develop and communicate an energizing vision for your organization and for everyone in that organization. Develop a strong culture in the business. As CEO you can choose the culture, you can demonstrate the behaviors that you think are appropriate, and you can stamp out behaviors that adversely affect business performance. Number 2. Become a great coach and mentor. As CEO you must leverage the talents of your organization. Start with the management team, they are your best tool to make an impact on the business. As a manager or technician you live in a world of answers, as CEO you must learn the power of questions. Prior to being CEO you will have built a formidable toolbox of solutions. It is tempting as CEO to continue providing answers, to solve problems for your team and to be the expert. Don't do this or you will wear yourself out. Number 3. Push your team to find their own solutions. Make your organization a safe environment, where mistakes are seen as learning opportunities and blame is of little importance. Don't be afraid to confess that you may not have an answer to a particular problem. Make it okay to ask for help. Ask for feedback. Too often a CEO assumes that all is well. This perception can be a distortion of the truth. Number 4. Ensure that you know at all times how the board is viewing your performance. Don't assume that because the numbers are good everyone on the board is happy with you. Develop a culture in which vulnerability is seen as a positive. This starts with you as CEO being open to constructive feedback. Your team will have an opinion on how you're doing the CEO job. Make sure you tap into this intelligence. Get close to your customers so that they can give you the feedback you need to improve your product or service. Another user who is working as a managing partner in a firm in the United States said the following. I'll walk you through my journey to become a CEO and the path of friends who got there a different way. For most of us, we began as very small business owners. My first company out of college had just 4 employees. I had to learn how to manage a small group of people, how to make payroll, how to market and keep the lights on, and how to keep customers happy. In parallel, someone who started in a big company may begin their journey to that CEO role in the lowest level in the organization, even the bowels of the logistics room, but they continually did a great job and jumped at any opportunity to move up. They learned about how the mail room functions, or how the organization chart works, and about how the company is structured. I sold my first business to start my second. That company was venture funded and quickly went from a tiny team of 4 to 50 people, and I remained as the CEO. I had to learn how to work with a board, how to project plan, how to manage a senior team, how to delegate, solve problems, fire people, something I hated to do, how to raise money, build a successful product, advertise my brand, strategize, and lead a lot of people. I made mistakes in every one of these areas, but I learned. In parallel, the friends in the big company got promoted out of the low-level position and moved up to managing a few people. They start to have projects, deadlines, standards of work to meet the challenges of a demanding boss. They never ever turn down work, and often put in very long hours without complaint. They make their boss look good and become such an important asset, that they are given more responsibility and more exposure on how the company operates. I was bought out of my ownership in the second company and started a third, this time a JV funded. I used all the skills in that last company to start over, only this time I was a lot more efficient. I was bought out in a year, but retained the title of President of US Operations. We grew from just me to 4 people to over 500, all through acquisitions. By then, I had a resume as a president/CEO with a solid track record, strong references, and other financial backers, should I need their help. I also had the history of indirectly co-founding a public company. Meanwhile, the friend working for the bigger company who showed such stellar performance, has been recruited away to another company in the same industry but at a higher position. By now they are managing a department that may have several layers. They now have a budget, some more sophisticated mandates within the company and may even be operating a profit center. They are learning all about the company and they are a major contributor to the company overall. They continue to show amazing leadership, results and have the huge support of everyone around them. They move up to a senior VP role. I then spent 10 years as a corporate trustee taking over the remnants of large failed companies. The lessons were endless as I learned what not to do. It was long hours and very depressing work at times, but I learned a lot about what can go wrong in a once very successful company. I learned how to apply inversion thinking into problem solving, one of the best skills ever. I leveraged these skills to start another company in the field of wireless sensor technologies. All of this history, and all of my background gave me the skills to acquire open interface through the confidence of others that I could make it a success. I leveraged my small company to acquire a bigger one. That was my path to the role of CEO, and it still continues today. All of my board seats, all that I do as an advisor to others, is because of those years of learning, making mistakes, getting exposure to a wide range of problems and solutions, and using that knowledge to guide companies and clients. Meanwhile, the other person who worked for the big company died of a heart attack by now. No, not really, they continue to perform, impress others by the quality of work and show real talent in moving a division from A to B. Often they move up to COO for a while, then CEO. The board makes that appointment. Their considerations for that role are everything from history, performance in each division, the comments from colleagues, and how they conduct themselves outside of work. They can't have any history of waking up naked on a freeway in college, or anything like that. They can't have anything in their background that shows poor judgment or a lack of integrity. They represent the company extremely well 24/7 and they have vision about where the company needs to go. Now, for some reality. Some CEOs got there because their parents or uncle or father-in-law appointed them, or they bought the role. Lots got there because their father died and their mom wanted their son or daughter to run the company. Some got there just because of family name, and a lot of those are shockingly terrible CEOs and don't have the talent to manage a ham sandwich. Read the history of Schwinn Bicycle. That happens a lot, so don't be enamored when you meet someone with the title of a company of size. Always look at the quality of their work. For a lot of us, we got there because of a love of what we do. Our goal was never the title, it was always about building great companies. In parallel, those friends who got there in a big organization also had the same goal in mind. It was never about the title but rather the love of building great companies. One last thing. All of us, and I do mean all, had great mentors and supporters along the way. We listened to their guidance and we learned. We didn't dig in our heels or think we knew more than everyone else. We always tried to make the best decisions possible, and that takes feedback from others. Even now, in spite of my success in life, I've still sought the opinions of others. I check in with an advisor every other week and talk to others who I think know a lot more than me. Guidance is critical en route. I'm here to share what I learned because it's fun and it's my way of giving back. One user from India who is a freelancer had the following thought. It's hard work. It's taking your team with you and leading them to reach the targets. It's thinking all the time, making the right approach for producing day-to-day progress. Being a CEO has a number of challenges: setting vision, mission and values, setting targets, planning resources, monitoring progress, leading his team towards targets, communicating company's progress. The CEO, to start with, has to ensure that he has a capable team in all the departments: design, development, production planning, finance, purchase, inspection, assembly, quality assurance, marketing, product support and human resources. CEO needs to ensure all the time that his team remain motivated, giving challenges, enough freedom and supporting them in their pursuit of work. As CEO, it's frustrating at times, with your best efforts producing results that is inadequate. It's stressful at times, worrying about setbacks, needing ways of overcoming. It's stressful at times, fearing how things can be put in place. It's stressful at times, thinking that your passion shouldn't let you down. It's a feeling of insecurity, at times, fearing that something might go wrong on the way. It's helplessness at times, when the customer prefers someone else or when he begins to complain all the time. But, when you have the belief in you, your passion will take you to the end, surpassing all the hurdles, which at the end of the day will be rewarding and fulfilling. You set the path for your team, your customers to get motivated with the belief that you will always carry them in the right path towards success. They will begin following you blindly. What else an effective and successful CEO needs? So those were some interesting insights into the question, how difficult is it to be a CEO and what actually do they do? Interesting, weren't they? Well, that's all for today's video. If you liked today's video, then please like and share this video. Also, if you are new to this channel, then please consider subscribing to watch similar videos in future. Thanks for watching today. So until my next video, take care, stay safe and goodbye.